Welcome everybody. I'm Pratik representing Vidhabi Global Services, a specialist in providing support and services in BI and EPM space. We provide pre-sales support, health checkup and optimization, installation and configuration, upgrade and migration, support and maintenance, end-to-end implementation. Here is the agenda for the webinar today. I'll be explaining you the introduction to cloud, what are the cloud fundamentals, introduction to cloud business intelligence, return of investment for the cloud business intelligence, benefits to the BI in the cloud, cloud challenges. Introduction to the cloud. So I'll be explaining this is the webinar regarding cloud in BI so that you can have a good rapport with what the cloud is and what the BI is doing in the cloud. So introduction to the cloud. Cloud computing is a general term used to describe a new class of network-based computing that takes place over the internet. So what cloud computing is? The term cloud as related to the cloud computing, it actually comes from the cloud symbol on a network flowchart. It has also some metaphor for the internet. There is a great deal of debate when it comes to the defining to the cloud. The cloud is as any computing resources software that runs outside of the firewall. It use of network infrastructure software and capacity to provide resources like users in on-demand environment. Cloud provide a set of typically virtualized computers which can provide users with the ability to start and stop the servers. In other words, this is a collection or group of integrated and networked hardware, software and internet infrastructure called a platform. So as you can see, I have placed one diagram before 40s. Before 1940s, we were used to have boxes for to storage something. In the 40s, it comes to the large systems. In 70s, it reduced. In 80s, it was much reduced, and it was in the micros. Now we have these all storage types in the cloud also. So this is the basic general diagram to have the common knowing about the cloud, what cloud has the cloud. So you can see here in this cloud we have the data of telecom, we have the notes, we have the PDFs, the data of the computer systems. Likewise, using the internet for communication and transport provides hardware, software and networking services to the clients. These platforms hide complexity and details of the underlying infrastructure from users and applications by providing very simple graphical interface or applications programming interface. So here you can see I have given one diagram that a cloud computing. I have a cloud in which I will have databases, a pre-planned databases, application servers. I will have mobile. I will have personal computers. I'll have kitchen sink in which you will find everything what you want as a cloud. So we cloud computing offers five types generally: utility computing, software as a service, platform as a service, web services in the cloud, managed service provider. So utility computing on demand services provisioning that is built based on the usage. So the build are based on the usage. Software as a service, these are applications delivery through a browser by a third party. I'll be explaining you this in the deep in the next further slides. So we have platform as a service in which development environment provided as a service that run on the provider's infrastructure. We have web services in the cloud, application programming interfaces that provide functionality via the internet. So we have managed service provider also in which application provided to the end users like virus scanning, anti-spam and network monitoring. We have much number of services which cloud provides. We are just concerned about the business intelligence. So further slides will tell you this was the overview of the cloud. So we have some cloud fundamentals. The concepts depend on the following concepts. We have four cloud fundamentals basically, that is dynamically provisioned, service oriented, utilization based, virtualized, and multi-tenant. So I'll be explaining this one by one. Dynamically provision, what it has: the ability to allocate and deactivate servers on demand, whether from public machine images or private ones. So fundamentals, these fundamentals on which the cloud is dependent. So this is the one of the main differentiators from hosted server vendors. Service oriented, a programmable application programming interface for controlling servers resources, preferably web service based since it is accessed via the internet. That's why. So we have utilization based, in which cost based on consumption of resources is done. Virtualized means this allows full usage or computing resources and allows multiple applications to run one server or one application to run across multiple servers. We have many different in virtualized. Multi-tenant, the system architect to the allow several customers like share infrastructure without the customer being aware of it and without compromising the security of each customer data. So these four fundamentals are there in which you will have the clouds dependent. Introduction to Cloud BI. So what is Cloud BI then? So Cloud BI is, it is an application in which the cloud hosted on a virtual network such as the internet are used to provide organization with access to BI related data such as dashboards, key performance indicators, and other business analytics. So we'll have the application related services. So business intelligence on the cloud is a delivery model that is slowly catching up and an area that is being actively watched by many. So we have types of cloud BI, in which I've already told you: the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So these are the three types of the cloud BI. And we have other services also called hardware as a service and everything as a service, EAAS, everything as a service. So these above services is mostly the hardware and the everything service, mostly used to sell hosted services in the sense of application service provisioning that run client server software at remote location. So we have these three. In infrastructure as a service, they provide you the infrastructure on the rent so that you can have the infrastructure as your planning. In platform as a service, you will provide they will provide the provider who is going to provide the cloud, it will provide you the only platform to have the softwares. And in software as a service, they will provide only software to use, so can have the access through the internet. So wherever from world you can have the access to these type of services. I want to give you some examples. There are some vendors outside there like Amazon, Google, Oracle Cloud, Salesforce, Zoho, and Microsoft Azure, IBM Smart Cloud. These are the vendors, they provides you cloud. So end user access these cloud based application through web browser, thin client, mobile application, while the business software and users data are stored on the servers. So example, suppose Amazon Web Services and Google Application Engine, which allocate space for a user to deploy and manage software in the cloud. So we have the example also. So I have here one architecture of you, through which I can introduce you through the cloud BI. So there will be having a web-based interface in the with the user and the cloud, in which you will have three types. They have given the through, if you see here, the color combination as on-demand applications is nothing but software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. We have taken three platforms in which the web-based interface will be run. So BI application will run on as software as a service. In platform as a service, we will be having in the cloud like BI development services, data integration services, database management services. Likewise, in infrastructure as a service, they will provide you the logical infrastructure, physical infrastructure, so that the company will use this. So these are the cloud BI models I wanted to show you, so that you can have some introduction to the cloud. And also I have one technical diagram in which I've shown you the dynamic infrastructure software, virtual server containers, and commodity hardware infrastructure. So how the workload is managed and reported billing. So you will have this a clear idea that if suppose I have purchased a cloud, so I will how I will have the billing of that, and how much I have used. So you can have a report on that also. So dynamic infrastructure software controls provisioning of servers, load balancing, workload management, reporting, and billing. So this will have within dynamic infrastructure software. What is virtual server containers? The virtual server containers are created with by predefined images that the customer can utilize to create server instances and are managed by hypervisor or administrator, which allows multiple operating systems to run on each server. Commodity hardware infrastructure contains virtual server containers. So for understanding this in architecture, I have one example. One of the benefits of utilizing the cloud is the ability to scale up and scale down server resources as needed. So as you need the more server you need, you can purchase the more server from the cloud. The more you don't want the more servers, or you are just fine with only 2 servers, so you can uh, scale down the servers as you wish. So this is the basic technical architecture of cloud BA. I have one more diagram called, suppose, see here, one user has logged in the cloud, and it is connected as service provider. So there will be a service provider to the user, and there will be the open standards in which you can have your environment cloud. So see here, cloud application in which software as a service is there, cloud service environment in this service is in platform as a service, cloud infrastructure in infrastructure as a service they will provide. There will be having cloud applications called cloud applications. We will be having in cloud virtualized resources, virtual images. You can also have pre-built images called image metadata and image, so that you can have the results as soon as possible. In management side, we have reporting management, SLA management, capacity planning, billing, metering, provisioning, monitoring. Everything is there in the management also. So we have software kernel OS virtual managers also, which software you want, on which software you want, which platform or which infrastructure or which software you can have. These choices will be remain in the user side, so you can have a good environment to proceed, and you will get the security also. So we will see further slides for the securities also. I will be explaining you what will be the security for all this is in one environment, so it should have some security also. Okay, so I have one example so that the technical person can have a good look on it. Example, BI server architecture. Suppose I have one organization. At that time, I have at the time of 9 p.m. I have an Oracle server, one MicroStrategy server, and one Talend server. So, and the see here, I've shown you the 3 users are accessing these servers, or you can have multiple users are accessing this server. So there is no more users in Oracle, or I have only 3 servers here, so that the user can access and have their outputs. At the time of 2 p.m. On the same day, I have increased the servers in Oracle and Talend because the user requested has increased in these servers. I have not increased MicroStrategy server because I have not having at that time the reporting side, so that the reporting developers are not here for that time. So one MicroStrategy server is sufficient for that. At the time of 4 p.m. I don't want the Talent D software because I don't have the users for Talent D. So I have removed the Talent D software in the cloud. I have just added two more servers for MicroStrategy because right now the reporting developers are creating the reports, so the number of users are attached to the MicroStrategy server and they are hitting the queries to the MicroStrategy server. So I have increased two server for that, and I've maintained the Oracle as two servers only. At the time of evening, at the time of sorry morning 10 a.m. I have Oracle users more, so I have increased one more server in the Oracle, and the reporting developers have now this is just an example to know you how the cloud BI works. So I have reduced one MicroStrategy server, two server. I can handle all user requests in the two servers, so I have attached two servers only. And Oracle, I have attached three servers because the Oracle users are increased. So likewise, you can have a scale up or scale down, or you can have the provisioning of servers, load balancing, workload management, reporting. So this is the example which you will get a clear idea of cloud BI. So I have another point like return of investment for cloud BI. If suppose you have invested something in the cloud, so what is the return of investment for that? So the ROI is how much profit or cost saving is realized in this. We need to analyze and predict the ROI for any implementation to understand if the implementation will be beneficial for the organization. So I have a ROI matrix, that is which depends on financial benefits and non-financial benefits. Financial benefits means it include impacts on the organization's budget and finances. Like example, cost reductions or revenue increases. In non-financial benefits, it includes impacts on operations or performance and results. Like example, I have improved customer satisfaction, better information. So next point, I have comparison of on-premises and cloud-based ROI. On-premises means in organization on-premises, I have some servers, or can take example as servers or anything, and I will compare that on-premises with the cloud-based return of investment, which I have already taken financial benefits and non-financial benefits. So the comparison would be on the four components like hardware cost, software license cost, support cost, and upgrade cost. Hardware cost, the cost and the returns will vary. Okay. Hardware cost, there will be no hardware cost required for production servers. Organization may still have to buy development servers. In hybrid system, the cost of production server will be zero. So the component software license cost, it will be different for both on-premises and cloud-based, because the cloud cost will be based on factors such as number of users, etc. How much the number of users you have, it depends on that. In hybrid system, the cost is based on on-premises and cloud components. So these four components we have defined on the hybrid system and the normal. So next, support cost. 0% in the cloud environment and vary in on-premises. It will vary on the on-premises. Upgrade cost. Generally within a span of business intelligence implementation, in 3 to 5 years of span, there will be at least one software upgrade required. So this cost will come as operation in an on-premises solution. So we will have cost in on-premises solution, but you will not be required in cloud solution as this is handled by the cloud vendor. So upgradation migration is all handled by the cloud vendors, so you don't have any upgradation cost in the cloud. So we can see here the advantages are more in the cloud rather than on premises. So I have one chart, so you can have the ROI calculator on that. See here, cash flow calculation worksheet. This is the example you can have on premises versus on cloud hybrid. So suppose I have capex hardware on premises on the year of uh, 5 years. I have the total outflow as 141037. In the cloud, same, I have a span of 0 to 5 years of span. I have the total outflow as 96944. So I have the less total outflow in the cloud. So inflow, savings, revenue, this will have in on premises. I have 230. I have just taken an example to compare the on premises and cloud. Total inflow, I have 20 in the on premises, 600 and 180 in the cloud. So you will have the revenue, and the payings will be good if you will use more much load balancing purposes. So cloud will have good repo with you. Likewise, you can have all the differences. So top cloud concerns, we have security 4.3. So this graph contains the mean average ratings based on 5-point scale, where 1 is not at all concerned and 5 is very concerned. Security is 4.3, then this is the very concerned point in the cloud BI. Controlling also has gained 3.8 points, so it also has very concerned point in cloud BI. Performance 3.8, support 3.7, vendor lock-in 3.7, speed to activate new services, expand capacity 3.3, configurability 3.3. These ratings have these was the ratings earlier before 1 year. So I have just shown you the example how much top cloud concerns are there. Return of investment for cloud BI, in which I have some concerns like quelling security concerns like physical and logical security, network security, external security. In physical and logical security, you can hidden data centers, cameras, biometric access, advanced alarm system, hypervision, power virtualization. Per virtualization, you can have a hypervisor. In network security, you will be having all server ports closed by default. Traffic monitoring, secured share layer you can have in network security. This is provided by the cloud. External security, the cloud will provide external security like network key encryption, multiple access keys, security groups, all you can have in the cloud. So what are the benefits to the BI in the cloud? I have written 4 benefits. Flexibility to scale computing resources with few barriers, ability to shorten BI implementation windows, it reduced cost for BI programs, ability to add environments for testing, proof of concepts and upgrades you can do in the cloud. You can do this is the most important point, proof of concepts and upgrades you can have in the testing in the BI cloud, and then you can have this in the production also. So this is the one of the vendor outside there, Amazon EC2 instance pricing. You can have, see here, suppose I have taken small Windows 32-bit 1.7 GB RAM, so and the hard disk is 160 GB. So they will have CPU per month 720 hours. So I will have base fare as $90. CPU per month 80 hours, so I will have base fare as $10. So likewise the pricing they have done so that you can use platform software infrastructure. What are the challenges to the business intelligence in the cloud? So the ability to scale up is limited because you can't have all scaling up in your cloud. Difficulty to call security concerns, there are some security concerns you will find the difficult. Viability of moving large amounts of data, so there will be something to traffic for the large amounts of data. performance of physical data accesses, reliability of service concerns. Pricing is variable and complex. Because of the pricing, the users or vendor, the organizations are not moving on the cloud because it's variable and complex. So here's the conclusion of the BI in the cloud. Deploying BI in the cloud can help programs become more flexible, scalable, and agile. Cloud service architectures and vendors that provide them are still immature and is best suited for sandbox development and test environments. It can be challenging to configure databases and BI tools to run in the cloud. The cloud holds a great deal of potential to change the way that we deliver BI to the masses. Thanks for participating in the webinar. We will look forward to see you again in the upcoming webinars for Vedabi Global Services. Please contact us for any query related to BI EPM space to email and mobile. Numbers are available on the contact us slide. Have a great time.